So this is mostly Irish music. This is a hornpipe called the Western. I will sing one real quick. I put my. Oh, there it is. Okay. So I was gonna play a bunch of original music, and he was available, and I had a vocal strain from teaching all the time. I heard somebody talking about that, and singing and whatnot. So we kind of pivoted the set. Probably won't play too much original music today, but I will sing a couple of these Irish songs with my drum here. This is called the Bowron. Let's see. Give me a B. This B, actual B. It's alright. Sorry, these don't look like B flat. Just this note.
A specific B.
That's C, because you got to keep. Okay, thank you. As I rode out through Chester County in the dark hour late at night, who should I see but the fair young maiden washing her clothes in the clear moonlight? Madam, I'm a darling, I rode diddle-o, madam, I'm a darling, I rode day. Madam, I'm a darling, I rode diddle-o, madam, I'm a darling, I rode day. Blue it is a lovely color till it gets the second dip. That's the way with the old man courting, never know till he gets the old fit. Madam, I'm a darling, I rode diddle-o, madam, I'm a darling, I rode day. Madam, I'm a darling, I rode diddle-o, madam, I'm a darling, I rode day. You ever heard of cups and saucers rattling in an old tin can? Ever heard of a fair young maiden married to an ugly old gray-haired man? Madam, I'm a darling, I rode diddle-o, madam, I'm a darling, I rode day. Madam, I'm a darling, I rode diddle-o, madam, I'm a darling, I rode day.
Tell us about the drum. That's not
Yes.
something I've ever seen.
Oh, I'd love to tell you. So the goatskin drum, and it's interesting. So the word Bowron comes from a Gaelic word that essentially means skin tray, which probably means that these drums, before they were drums, were trays for carrying things.
How do you spell Bowron?
Bowron, it's there's a couple different spellings. B-O-D, B-O, it looks like Bodhran. I think it's B-O-D-H-R-A-N, Bowron. And I was at a singing gathering in 2019 out in Iowa. I'm from Bend, but I was out there, and this woman said, like, hey everybody, why are there more djembes, which is an African drum. You've probably seen them, they're kind of like a teardrop. She said, why are there more djembes than black people here? This is weird. We should talk about this. Her name's Lydia Violet. She's an Iranian-American fiddle player and banjoist, and she helped me understand that it can be really powerful for me to learn my own heritage before kind of taking from others. And so I found myself with this drum, and I'm still learning how to. As far as I can tell, it's kind of a recent addition to Irish music. Hello. Anyway, that's some of what I can say about the drum. Yeah. We'll do more of this drum later. Do you have any questions about this drum? It's fun. Yeah. I don't know
What
else
effect
to
does
say.
your hand on the inside?
Yeah, so we got some high notes. And this skin is a little dry right now. Huh?
You have to heat it up. I've seen some people have something like put in the sun.
Yeah, so this thing is kind of terrible to travel with or take outside because the skin. So this instrument has a synthetic skin, which makes it really predictable, but this goat skin has totally a mind of its own. So if it's humid, it gets super loose. If it's cold, it gets tight. It's kind of have to baby it, and so you'll see me. And then these modern drums have tuners, so I can adjust it. But if it gets too tight, it sounds, doesn't have a nice, or it can get really floppy. So it's kind of amazing that they even would play these back in the day, but they did. I don't know what else to say about them at this time. Yeah, but we'll come back to that. And this instrument, while I'm talking, so the banjo, does anyone know where the banjo comes from? Any guesses? This is not like a class, we're just talking.
Appalachian Mountains.
That totally. So the banjo, actually, yeah, and there's good reason why we say the Appalachians. The banjo comes from a West African instrument called the akonting. And the banjo has a really interesting history because I don't know if you've ever seen like blackface minstrelsy, which was actually, okay, well, why don't we do this? Why don't I play another song? We're gonna do music, and then I'll tell you more about the banjo. Because I can really get long-winded, because it's an amazing story. Let's do, you wanna try one of the new ones?
Sure.
Yeah?
Sure.
We don't have to.
Yeah, let's do it. This one was last night.
Here we go. you. Nice.
That was a workout, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, a lot of this music is, yeah, especially for him. It's like the picking. It's hard on him. He actually had an elbow injury because of it. So.
My therapist says, yeah, Ian, musicians are sort of athletes.
Yeah, they are.
Let's do that new jig set with the cliffs.
Oh yes, yes.
So the banjo, I have to say, so it's this African instrument that came here, and some enslaved people somewhere made one of them out of a gourd, right? So this kind of body would have been a big gourd, and then had skin stretched over it with, some kind of stick or something going this way. Some white musicians found it on a plantation somewhere and fell in love with it, and I can't remember the guy's name. But anyway, it became super famous impersonating this kind of, actually I have my rhythm bones, which are in the car. Anyway, so with banjo and bones, they would impersonate this kind of life on the plantation, and it composed a whole kind of music and genre of performance where it was white actors and musicians in blackface, which was extremely popular in like the pre-Civil War, I think. Or no, it might have been like 1870s, but in that period in the 19th century, it was like Hollywood. It was popular in Australia, it was popular in Europe. It was America's first kind of cultural export, was this blackface minstrelsy with the banjo, which is crazy. So then during that period of time, the banjo was kind of like the Fender guitar, like the popular instrument that was all the rage. And so this instrument was actually made during that time, because this is a non-traditional banjo. My traditional banjos have another string, which gives it that really twangy sound on a fifth string. So this instrument was made in 1922 by an Italian maker, and you guys can come up and take a look. It's beautiful handiwork, this instrument. And so this is the last thing I'm gonna say. People started making banjos, like all kinds, like bass banjos, and this is a tenor banjo, and soprano banjos, and mandolin banjos, and there was this proliferation of banjos. It was so popular, and then it kind of waned. I don't really know why it waned, but I should learn. Anyway, that's the banjo. And at some point during that time, Irish musicians picked them up. They're like, oh, we can play fiddle music on these. Anyway, so that's kind of enough of me talking. I welcome any questions to the best of my ability about this banjo. I'll be happy to answer. Here's our new favorite set of jigs. Jigs are more, I read once they more come from Scotland, but since they're just associated with Scottish and Irish music. All right, here we go. That was Dust on. These names are great. Some of them. It was Dust on the Windowsill, The Cliffs of Moher, and The Blarney Pilgrim. And do some polkas.
Yeah.
Which ones do you want to do? The goat or the other one?
Well, let's do the other one. We're on our way.
All right, a couple polkas here. Irish songs, and I think these songs are for when you're eating oatmeal all winter long. Because that's a sort of, what's the word? Unstoppably joyous situation there that we just played. When I was investigating this ancestral music, because my last name is Carrick, which is Scotch-Irish. There's Carrick on both sides of both on Eastern Ireland, Western Scotland, and actually Western Ireland too, because it basically means rock. Carrick means a rocky place. But at one point, almost, I was in a class, and I'll actually sing it for you real quick. We were learning this ancestral music, and I found a really cool type of Gaelic music called Puirta Buell, which, as legend goes, was sort of the music that was created in Scotland and Ireland when the Crown made the instruments illegal. At a certain point when and my history is not great, but when the Crown was colonizing Ireland and turning all of the small shares of peat bog into sheep fields for the English nobles, the traditional music was outlawed by the church. It was very unpopular, and it was because it was associated with drinking and dancing and all this kind of thing, and it was suppressed even up until the 1950s. And so this kind of music was developed. It's Puirta Buell means mouth music, so it's music that's meant to be danced when you don't have a fiddle. And so I'll sing this song quickly. It's a Scottish song called Brochen Lum. Brochen is porridge, lum is thin. So the song is about thin porridge. And I'll let me have some water. It's not very... But you can tell that it's meant to be danced to if you don't have a drum. So it'd be something like En a brochen lam, tana lam, brocha lam nasuen, brochan lam, tana lam, brocha lam nasuen, brochan lam, tana lam, brocha lam nasuen, a brocha lam shetana lam shebrochom lam nasuen, brochan tana tana tana, brocha lam nasuen, brochan tana tana tana, brocha lam nasuen, brochan tana tana tana, brocha lam nasuen, a brocha lam shetana lam shebrochom lam nasuen, a brocha lam tana lam, brocha lam nasuen, brocha lam tana lam, brocha lam nasuen, brocha lam tana lam, brocha lam nasuen, a brocha lam shetana lam shebrochom lam nasuen. In the bar, it probably turned into this. I heard recording something like this. In the broken down, broken down, broken down, a broken lam, the sun, a lam, se broken lam, nasuen. What should we do? You want to try? Let's see how we're doing on time. You want to try the other new one? Sure. I learned this from so that as I've gotten more into the Irish banjo, it's been cool to learn that some of the most famous, a few of the most famous Irish banjo players are women, which is very unusual. So I learned this from a woman named Pauline Conneely. This next set. Let's see.
just learned that one last night, so.
You're doing great.
Thanks.
I'll let you pick. What's that you want to do?
Let me pick. Okay. Let's goat it up. Let's get some goats in there. That's what
There's a local fiddler who, I don't know how we were talking about it, but she said, "Oh, you got to learn the goat polka. The polka about a goat." And so I looked it up on YouTube, and there's a video of a goat. It's 2 minutes of this polka about a goat, and then the goat. Anyway, this is the goat polka. It's actually the Broxy can play 2 tunes. I heard somebody say Finnish. The first tune is actually called the Finnish polka. It's another tune in the same key, and then we go into the goat polka.
phenomenal song.
Let's see. Rise ending. I'm gonna sing another one if that's cool with you.
Yeah.
Oh, that was good. Live to sing another day. It's all part of the show.
There's just a battery cover there.
Oh, there's no battery in it? Oh.
I mean, I just thought the tuner broke, but it looks like there's a battery cover, so that's not,
Well, that could have been worse. All right. This is a song called The Whistling Thief. It's kind of a story song. This thing's already acting weird. This is another song I found in my journey through this music. It's given me a good laugh several times. It's from a CD of somebody that went around the streets of Dublin in the 50s and just recorded all these street musicians. This is from somebody named Seamus Enos. Seamus Enos. When Pat came over the hill, his calling fair to see, his whistle all but shrill. The signal was to be, oh Mary the mother cried, there was somebody whistling sure. Oh mother, it is the wind, you know, whistling through the door. To me fa da la da la, me fa da la da lee, me fa da la da la, da fa da la da da lee. Well, I've lived a long time, Mary, in this old house, my dear. The door to whistle like that I never yet did hear. And mother, you know the fiddle hangs close beside the sink, and the wind upon the strings is playing the tune, I think, to me fa da la da la, me fa da la da lee, me fa da la da la, da fa da la da lee. The dog is barking now, the fiddle can't play the tune, and mother, you know they say the dog's bark when they see the moon. But how can he see the moon, girl, when he is old and blind? Blind dogs don't bark at the moon, you know, nor fiddles don't play with the wind. To me fa da la da la, me fa da la da lee, me fa da la da la, da fa da la da lee. And now I hear the pig, uneasy in its mind. And mother, you know, they say that pigs can see the wine. That's true enough by day, but I think you may remark that pigs know more than we can see anything in the dark. To me fa da la da la, fa da la da lee, fa da la da la, da fa da la da lee. You lads in port and go, and for your sweethearts wait. Take care not to whistle too loud, in case the old woman might wake. From the days when I was young, forget I never can. I knew the difference between a fiddle, a dog, and a man. Tell me fa da la da la. I love that one. See if this thing survived that little drama that just happened.
It seems like it's really funny, like this music in this setting. You know, like this feels like stuff we should be like out in the Highlands with a fire going.
Or in a bar.
Or in a barn. But it's great. It's great bringing it to the rest of the world, you know, from the barn. It's a pretty cool thing you do.
Survived. Jeez.
Way off.
Let's do that, yeah, that one or the Banish.
Oh, let's do Banish. I forgot, do we start Banish out in the ocean to Darling Sleep?
Starts with Darling.
Starts with Darling. Okay. Oh, we switched it up. We didn't switch it up, so it's just straight through.
Yes. do where did they go? Yeah, this too. Let's start here.
Okay.
So we're gonna play a super modern reel that you're not supposed to play. Like there's an Irish government website that has lots of this music, and there's some of this music that they don't have, but music was really popular in sessions in the US. So I want you guys to guess. We're gonna play two, and I think you may be able to guess which is the one that the Irish government will allow on their website, and another one that's another tune that travels in the kind of circles of Irish music, but isn't officially. You can figure it out. Let's see. 2 beats, kind of slow. Any guesses?
Second one.
Is
One that you can't play.
really? Yeah, they don't like this one, I don't think. I mean, I'm sort of making this up.
The low notes.
I know, the
Yeah.
well, the low notes, and I think that it's really like in a minor key. Anyway, that one's not officially on the Irish government website. And then this happy one actually is. I don't know. We've got about 5 minutes left, so I think we can go over a little bit. Thank you guys for coming. I think what I want to do, Colin, is I want to sing one of my songs,
Yeah.
and then we'll end with another set.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna put this in the case this time.
Don't want to risk it.
Yeah. Thanks for coming. I'm Carrick. This is Colin Roten. And I'm gonna play one of my tunes that's totally a different direction, but I'm also a songwriter. I'm really grateful the library hosted us, and yeah, and then we'll end with some more Irish music. I wrote this song this summer after I moved into a new apartment, and I heard this beeping. It was really hot. We didn't have air conditioning, and then I wrote the song, and there was something outside beeping. My neighbor's knick-knack is beeping at me. I'm tired and lonely, I just wanna sleep. Oh dear heavens, it goes beep, beep, beep. We're living together with tiny machines. Should I walk out and find it and knock on the door? I'd say something is beeping, it's 2 a.m. sir, but I'm all in my skivvies, so I lay here instead. Living together with thoughts in our head. I would close the window, but it's late July. My air's not conditioned, I have to rely on the cool evening breeze blowing in from outside. Living together and staying alive. The silence between beeps begins to slow. I relax my eyelids, I start to let go, but I'm still singing this song, so what do you know? We're living together, running out of control. I'm tossing and turning, the sweat on my neck. This beeping is draining all of my respect. I watch a mosquito circle the light. Living together, do I freeze, do I fight? My roommate has a hammer she loans to me, so I walk outside seeking my relief. I swing up that hammer, I plant both my feet. Call the police. Thanks. Oh, thanks. I haven't got to shred that song too much. It was fun.
So was it a fire alarm?
No,
The smoke alarm?
the actual true story stopped. I didn't actually go out there with a hammer, but I felt like it. I don't know what I did. I think I eventually just fell asleep. But I stayed up for about 3 hours writing that song while it was beeping. You know what? If it's alright with you, I actually want to end with my salmon song.
Do it.
And now, maybe we'll do an encore with some more Irish. I gotta play this because this week, my dad and a friend of mine texted me and they said, "Oh, check this out." And I don't know if anybody saw the Klamath Dams. Holy buckets. The tribes have been working on that. So for those who didn't hear there's how many? Like four dams on the Klamath River, and feel free to chime in. That because I don't know as much about the Klamath. This song is about the Snake River.
It's been 24 years.
24 years.
We've been fighting it.
God damn.
It's a long time.
It's a long time, and the salmon populations are not doing well. Anyway, so it's really good news and the power company signed off on it. A lot of these old dams aren't generating that much power. I can speak to the Snake River dams. I believe it's in Congress, and they're trying to figure it out. There was a resolution passed in favor of removing the 4 lower Snake River dams, which turns about like, don't quote me, but like 100, it's like 80 miles of the lower Snake River is basically a lake. So the water gets too hot because the waters will spread out. So in the summertime, the water will heave up. And in 2015, there was like 30,000 fish that died from the water just being too hot. And these 4 dams there's like 13 dams on the whole Columbia Basin, but on the lower Snake, these 4 dams, their main purpose is to ship wheat to China. They don't generate that much power. They were created with the intention of these barges being able to go all the way into Lewiston. So the barges go into Lewiston and carry this wheat out. Anyway, I got to go to this celebration they had in Portland. There was all these tribes coming, and this elder woman from Umatilla tribe, she said, yeah, we used to drink from the Columbia River, and just so much has changed. So this song I wrote about the Snake River situation refers to Woody Guthrie, the songwriter, who was hired by the Bonneville Power Administration to write songs celebrating the dams when they were first written. So this is sort of for Woody as much as it is for me. There we go. Chinook runs used to fill the streams till you could walk across. Guthrie sang for Grand Coulee, did not feel the loss. The day those streams run empty of the wild fish they love. Orca mamas hungry cannot feed their young. Will the sun come home against the odds? Water's warm. Will the salmon come home when I'm old, dead and gone? Today Bonneville has no songwriter, they do not have the cash. Moving fish with elevators hasn't brought them back. And taxpayers we've all paid to keep these dams alive. For 30 years Nez Perce have prayed our brother won't survive this. Will the salmon come home against the odds? Water's warm. Will the salmon come home when I'm old, dead and gone? So this next part refers to Celilo Falls. I guess some of you know what that is. If you don't, look it up. I don't know if I don't want to talk too much. I don't know if I can fit this story in a song. Celilo fed 10,000 years of people, now it's gone. The fish came back a week after the Elwha Dam came down. $1 billion Band-Aid can make a heart unbound. Call me a naive songwriter mired in the past. When our cities flood with water, what legacy will last? Bureaucracy too full of fear to admit a mistake, or ancient rivers running clear, how my heart aches. Will the salmon come home against the odds? Water's warm. Will the salmon come home when I'm old, dead and gone? When I'm old, dead and gone. the one song that we played today that you can find on the internet. It's called "Will the Salmon Come Home." All right, play a couple more jigs. Thanks so much for coming, everybody.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We got one more. And thanks to the library for putting this on. Thank you, Laurel. You want to do this one here? Either this set or this. Let's do this one.
Okay.
So this one's got one of the most famous jigs of all time in it. Let's do two each.